What's up, guys? I'm a little excited because I just got 3 new credit cards recently. I've been meaning to get these cards for a while to complete my whole cashback package, but I just never got the chance to go and get it. So that day there was a booth for it because all three of them are from the same banks, which you will find out very shortly. So when I went to the booth, I was like, okay, perfect timing. I had some free time, so I just applied for all 3 at the same time, and I got it. So I just wanted to talk about it a bit more and share with you out there, in case you don't know about the existence of this and if you can benefit from them. So before I get into this, I've done a video about this before, but disclaimer, credit cards can be your best friend or your worst enemy. So if you're gonna use credit cards or use any of these benefits, be sure to pay them all in full. Pay them off all in full before the due date every month, because the benefits that you get from these cards, they do not offset the interest rates that you have to pay the bank. So if you don't pay it off, it's gonna be for nothing. So it's useless. It's like saving money to spend more money. So don't do that. Only use these benefits or even think about applying for these cards if you're gonna use it responsibly and pay it all in full. Okay? So yeah, the first card I'm going to talk about is a card I've had for a while, and this card was quite surprisingly good lah. This is the Hong Leong Mac credit card, and this card actually I just applied because they had a promo. A friend of mine was working there, and she said, hey, why don't you just apply for this card because they give you free 100 ringgit. So I'm like, oh, okay, free money, right? So I just went on and applied for it, and it turns out that the card is actually pretty decent, because this card, I mean, they have 3 categories that you can pick, but I think the most worth it category is the one where they give me 5% on style, which is fashion, like clothes that you buy in some shops, and also 5% back on dining. So those are the 2 things that apply a lot to me. So I use this card a lot, especially for dining. And one of the things that is in common with all these cards that you'll notice is they're all free for life. That means I don't have to pay any fees to the bank for it. And this is important because you don't want to like go too much into it where you're gonna have to like track it all the time and make it like a chore. It's supposed to be something that is just there in your wallet and complements your lifestyle, and so happen that you use it, you know. So if you're gonna like actively be like tracking and do all of that and like make sure you get the full value after you pay all your fees, it's just not worth it to me lah. I mean, at least this is to me. And there's lots of thinking about this whole cards thing, because some people prefer like the Air Miles card because they like to collect miles and then get free upgrades, go for business class and all that. But those are the things that are not so important to me lah. I mean, it's priorities, right? They're not so important to me, even though they actually more worth it lah if you think about the value, because what you get from there and the upgrade is worth more than all these cashbacks. But I like cashback more, so that's why I'm only going to talk about the cashbacks. But yeah, I mean, those are the differences. So this card is great because I'm out a lot and I eat out a lot. In fact, we barely cook in the house, so I use this more to eating lah. And this is free for life. Unfortunately, if I'm not mistaken, they don't give out these cards anymore. Like, you can't apply for it anymore. I don't know why, but yeah lah. Sorry if you can still apply for it, I would strongly recommend. But if not, I apologize. Okay, this is one of the 3 cards that I just got in the mail. Okay, so now you'll know lah. They are all from Public Bank. 3 Public Bank cards. Thank you, Public Bank, for helping Malaysians with our finances and helping us save money. The next card is a Quantum card, Public Bank Quantum, and this is the Visa version, because they have 2 versions. And what's interesting about this card is that the Visa and the MasterCard has different benefits. Usually, like when they come out with a card and whatever the benefits is the same for both, but this one specifically has different benefits for each one lah. So because of that, my 3rd card is also from them, Quantum. But talk about the second one first. The Visa one, it gives me 5% off for not 5% off, 5% cash rebate for entertainment and department stores. So we're talking about like maybe if I need to buy something for the house or even buy clothes or whatever, right? If you go to a department store, let's say Aeon or something, right? So I can spend it there and I get 5% off. And these cashbacks, why sometimes we have a few that has the same category is because there's a limit. So for example, the first card just now, there's a limit of cashback of 30 ringgit a month. No, sorry. The first one is actually 100 ringgit for 3 months. It's a bit complicated, so it's about 33 ringgit. So I make sure to not spend more than necessary. So that's about 600 plus ringgit worth of spending. So if I've already dined worth 600 plus ringgit on that card, I don't use that card anymore for the next time I dine. So I will use a different card. So same for this one, it's 5%. So that comes up to 600 ringgit a month. So I will spend 600 ringgit for the departmental stores and all that. So I won't use this card anymore. But it's very useful because it's a different category that my other cards might not be the best for. So that's the second one. That's the Quantum Visa credit card. The next card, like I said just now, is the MasterCard version. So this MasterCard version, the benefit is 5% for online spending and also 5% on dining. So I'm not much of an online shopper, Min is, so that portion might be more useful for her. But this one also gives me dining because, like I said, I dine out a lot. It's also part of my work. I meet people constantly. We go for meals, go for drinks. Go coffee and all that, right? So that's why I need a few cards that will help me with dining because I will finish up the limit very quickly. So before this, I only had the Mac card. So always wasted all these cashbacks that I could have gotten. So finally, I have this 2-card combination to help me with that. And the next great card is, this one is very popular and I think everyone should get it because this one, the eligibility is a bit lower because there's 2 versions. This is the Maybank 2 card. So this card, when you apply, automatically they give you 2-1. So the MasterCard version or like the Visa version is actually quite useless. I don't really carry it around, I just keep it at home because it doesn't give me anything special. But the Amex one specifically gives me 5% on anything. So if it's not related to what just now, let's say if I'm going to buy like an iPad or something, right? And if I buy it on the weekend, I'll get 5% off. So 5% off for this card, the Amex gives me up until 50 ringgit a month. So I can spend up to 1,000 ringgit. So if I go out and buy an iPad for 1,000 ringgit on the weekend, that's 50 ringgit off, that I get back quite easily. So this is probably the best card, if not one of the best cards in out there right now in Malaysia. So everyone should get this because they have a gold version as well, where I think most people can be eligible for because the cashback and benefits is essentially the same. And this card also, importantly, free for life. And I carry this right now. So for the first card for dining, second card for department stores, this is the main things that I use it for. Third one mainly for dining as well. For this Maybank, because I don't have a dedicated petrol card that I like or am comfortable with yet. So we'll see if there's a better one that comes out. But I use right now the Maybank mainly for petrol on the weekends since I got these 3 new cards. So I try to ration it or plan it so that I can fill up my petrol full tanks on the weekend, like Saturday or Sunday, so I can get 5% off from the Amex. Very, very useful. And this card has been with me. I think this is one of my first cards that I ever got. I've had this since my first job. That's many years ago. It has been the most popular card and the most cashback card from back then. And somewhere along the way, they kind of got a bit greedy and then they pulled off the benefits and then people stopped using the card and then they're like, oh shit, we're losing all these people, we better get them back. So they reintroduced it and now the card is decent, and not even decent, it's great again. So definitely everyone should have the Maybank 2 card version. One thing that sometimes people ask me is, should you get Master or Visa? So between Master and Visa, because most of the cards they have no difference between them, right? I don't know. It really doesn't matter much. I know that MasterCard sometimes has MasterCard specific benefits, but if you're gonna have multiple cards, you're gonna have a few, which I strongly recommend if you're responsible. You just mix it up. Make sure you have at least one MasterCard and one Visa, because if you ever come across a Visa deal, then you can still get it. If you come across a MasterCard deal, you still get it. One extra thing that I really like about Visa right now is Visa PayWave, which is very popular. So when I go to like McDonald's, drive-through, and I can just wave it, and it's settled. It's very quick, and even when you walk in, right? So Visa PayWave is very popular now. So the dining cards, try to get it in Visa, because makes life easier lah. Because when you're hungry, you don't want to be thinking about putting pin numbers in. So yeah, I mean that doesn't really matter, but keep both, because sometimes there's online deals specifically for MasterCard. I think Lazada, is it the one that sometimes has that? So keep both and have a few cards. And the last card that I want to talk about, I like this card quite a bit. This is a Public Bank Visa Signature, and I like this card a lot because it gives me more cashback than the rest. It is 6% cashback on online dining and also groceries. So I use this card mainly for groceries. I do quite a bit of grocery shopping every other week. We buy a lot of random groceries and like fruits and all that, right? So the other cards that I use regularly don't give me much for groceries, so I like to use this one, this Visa Signature. I mean, I like to use, but the hell, Baru just got it a few days, right? But that's what I'm planning it for. It's mainly gonna be my grocery card, because I have 2 cards for dining now. I mean, mix and match, but yeah, once again, the online thing doesn't apply for me. If you do a lot of online shopping, like to buy clothes online, this will be great. You can get it for your wife. I'm sure she'll be very happy. So yeah, yes bro, memang this is the point. The point is for you to be suggested the best credit card. So get all these cards lah. I mean, or get a combination of them, especially the Maybank one, because it's useful. Yeah, so get that one, bro. So yeah, this card is great because it's extra, 6%, and the cap for this one is 38 ringgit. I don't know why it's 38 lah. Maybe got 8 there, right? So 38 ringgit, it gives me a spending of 633 ringgit. So okay lah, I guess grocery about there. If anything more than that, then too bad lah. Cannot get any cashback for the month. But that's why, because there's a limited amount. If not, I'll just use everything on this because it gives me 6%, right? But because there's this cap, which is 38 ringgit. That's why I have to use it as such. If not, I mean, people might be wondering why I don't just use this one for dining. It's because of that cap, and you want to make sure that you spend maximum amount and not anything more on those, because you'll just lose the cashback. So how far do I do the tracking? Not so crazy lah. I don't have like a crazy Excel sheet where I key in everything that I spend every day. That'll be a bit too extreme, but I kind of keep it at the back of my head, especially the big spendings, like if I go for a meal and it's like 100 or 150 ringgit. So I know that that's a big chunk, so I just have a mental note, and it adds up to just about there. I don't have the exact amount or on the dot. I'm not that crazy lah. But I just try to keep my mind on that, and especially the Maybank one, because I have to plan the weekends, spend it on the weekend. So if I know that it's towards the end of the month, like that day, it was already, I mean, last week. Yeah, yesterday was already the last weekend, right? So I just used it for whatever the balance is for me to finish off the cashback allocations for that card. So yeah, I mean, that's about it. Just wanted to share you guys my routine, and people also ask me whether it's worth it for all these things and collect, and I mean, I could probably get about like 150 ringgit cashback a month. Maybe like 100 lah. 100 is like normal, 100, 120 like that. So if you ask me, that's 100 plus ringgit that no one's gonna give you. It's free money, just for spending, and it's not even more difficult. It actually makes my life easier. It's just taking out a card. I don't have to carry like a fake wallet full of money, right? It's just it's something that I can just just like now with the wave, just put it in. So it actually makes my life easier, and it gives me money, and it gives me extra discounts. So what more do you want, right? In fact, just now, because I'm gonna head up to Genting soon with Min, and we were looking for hotels. And did you know that with CIMB cards you get 7% extra off on Agoda? So we were just shopping around, look at the websites. There's this app that supposedly gives you discounts also, and then like they have all these different websites got their own deals, right? But I remember that because back in my CIMB days, I remember. So it's agoda.com/CIMB, and just for using a CIMB card, I got an additional about 23 ringgit off, I think. Yeah, just specifically for CIMB, just randomly, right? So it's nice that I have that around. This is my default CIMB card. I mean, I used it a bit last time, but it doesn't give me as much as the other cards, so I just keep it around because they have like all kinds of weird terms like you have to have this amount of balance and all that. So I stopped using it lah. But for deals like that, just because I have it at home and because the card is free for life, it costs me nothing to just have it around. So hey, I want to book this. CIMB is the cheapest. Whip up the CIMB credit card, do the order and keep it there. Just remember to pay it off for the month, and that's it lah. So I have online bankings for all of these cards, of course, because it's going to be hell for me to go out and like go to the branches or whatever to pay. So just sign up for online banking. It's very easy, and like Bank Negara is really pushing this whole online and like cashless thing. They're really on a crusade to do that. That's why like checks cost more now to process, and because of that, like very soon, all of the bank transfers between banks are going to be free. And CIMB has taken the extra step to move that process forward. They have actually started offering free transfers since, I think, 2 months ago. 1 or 2 months lah. And that's awesome because back then the thing that kind of annoyed me a bit was that when I use these other cards and I have to pay for it, I'd have to pay 11 cents every single payment. I'm sorry if this sounds like super cheap for any of you lah, because it's just little things in my mind. I know it's just 11 cents, but it's annoying to just remember, I may have to pay 11 cents all the time, right? But now it actually costs really nothing for me to use this card, and it's maybe just really free because I use CIMB. It's one of my primary banks, so when I pay bills, I use that one. So now when I pay bills, I just use my CIMB account and just transfer everywhere, and even instant transfer is free now with CIMB. It used to be like 53 cents because with GST. Now no GST, it doesn't even matter because it's free. So yeah, I mean, all these things adds up. It sounds like small, but it adds up, and like I said if it was something a bit more difficult, it makes my life more difficult, it might not be worth saving a few cents, a few ringgit here and there. But because it actually makes my life easier, it makes a lot of sense to just do it, So yeah, that's about it. Just share my routine and a little tip about online banking there and how you can pay for all your bills. Some of the bills in fact gives you a rebate for paying directly, like that means the auto bill, like whatever the bill is. I don't know what it was. I think it was Maxis. I don't remember. One of the things that I automated so that I don't have to think about it every month. Because I signed up, I think they gave me like 2% rebate for payments. So not only do I not have to manually arrange for that payment every month, it's just like when the time comes, it automatically bills my credit card. And when it bills my credit card, of course, I already get the whatever cashback or benefits from there. And it gives me an additional 2% rebate. So there's all kinds of things like this going around. I mean, automating your payments also helps make your life easier. Maybe I'll do another video of that and how you can kind of like not have to think about all these little things all the time and kind of like make it easier to live. These things are tools. We use tools to make our lives easier, not make our lives more difficult. So yeah, use it as such. That's about it for me. If you have any questions about credit cards or anything that you want to know that you're not sure about, let me know. You can write it in the comment. If you think this has been useful for you, you can share this and drop me a like or something so that I know that there's some kind of interest in this kind of content. That's about it. So you guys have a good week and take care.